Ladies and gentlemen, BCA. Never lose sight of a big picture. BCA.
Thank you. Hello, Valeska. How are you doing today? Hi, Bongani. Look, I would like a favor from you. Today I don't have my car. Would you mind giving me a ride back to work? Okay, that shouldn't be a problem. I usually leave at 4:30. Is that okay with you? That's fantastic. Thank you, Bongani. Let me see you at 4:30 then. All right, my dear. See you later. That call that I received from Valeska triggered the flash that brought light of Toastmasters in my life. As I was driving with her from work, having a conversation, I managed to puzzle her with the pieces of my big picture that enlighten her about my interest, my goals, my desires. Her response to that is something she could relate with. She said, you know what, Bongani? I have had so much words of wisdom. I think you should come to Centurion Toastmasters Club. I am inviting you. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and to our lovely guests and visitors. Just before I could honor my invite to come to Centurion Toastmasters, a lightning struck at my house. It teared apart a 7-year-old bond of love. As I tried to fight the fire so that it does not destroy the entire structure, I recall William Shakespeare. I remembered Sonnet 116. I remembered these words, that love alters not when its alteration finds, nor bends with the remover to remove. It bears it out even to the age of doom. Those words gave me hope. Hope faded with time. Time determined my defeat. In those moments, even though my eyes were in the pool of tears, they were inadequate to cleanse my vision, because I never lost sight of the big picture. When the day finally came, when I had the courage to step into the Toastmasters at the club, I had my son that I had to take along. I remember the sergeant of arms trying to accommodate me. But that excitement was shattered in moments, as children are not allowed in Toastmasters. I had to drag my feet as I grabbed my son to turn my back against the masters. When I got home that day, I turned the TV so that my son could watch the TV, and I went to bed. The most devastating moment was when my son came running, Daddy look, having his tablet in his hands. As he flipped the blanket, I saw how his excitement faded so rapidly in his face as he saw the tears dripping onto my pillow. Rejections. Have you been rejected? How have you dealt with it? So in that moment, I remember he then asked, Daddy, What's wrong? I wish I could tell him. Decisions had to be made. The hazardous decision as a parent is to make a decision of being separated from your child. Sometimes you need to make decisions. You need to make short-term compromises so that you can have those long-term benefits. And I made that decision that it will be best for him not to stay with me. Charles said, life is 10% of what happens to you, and it is 90% how you react to it. If you don't have the sight on your big picture, if you don't have the big picture, when those thunderstorms hit your house, you will never be able to stand your ground. You will be swept off your feet. A big picture gives you enlightenment. A big picture gives you that hope that tomorrow may just be better than today. I came to Centurion Toastmasters. In that day, I could have made a decision in those disappointments. If I never had the vision to think beyond that day, what could happen? I wouldn't be standing right here in front of you. How many of you have been confronted by rejections? And how have you reacted to it? Because how you have reacted to it and responded to it determines where you are now and where you should have been had you reacted differently. Centurion Toastmasters gave that hope because I was able to never lose sight of the big picture. I was able to stand up again, to come to Centurion Toastmasters. And actually this month marks about a year having officially joined Centurion Toastmasters. And I must say, it has been a remarkable journey. A journey that was confronted by decisions, because each and every single day in our lives we are confronted about decisions. We need to make decisions. Are you prepared to compromise today for tomorrow? Had I not made that decision, I will be drowning together with my son today. But right now, I am in a position where I can throw a rope at him to rescue him. Life will always poke us. Life will always bully us. Life will always threaten us. No matter the circumstances, no matter how severe the situation may be, it is always important that we must never lose sight of the big picture. It gives lives a purpose, a meaning. It gives you something you can look up to. When you are swept off your feet, sometimes you will struggle to get on your feet again if you don't have that big picture. Because it's like your navigator in life. Where will you go? I think Toastmasters has not only just developed competent speakers and competent leaders. Toastmasters has done beyond what we can actually imagine. Toastmasters have rebuilt homes. Toastmasters have helped people to regain their careers. I am definitely sure that Toastmasters have helped thousands of people. But let me tell you something. There's still a million of people who are being swept off their feet, and they can't stand up. Fellow Toastmasters, I think we can reach out to those millions of people. The experience, the positivity that I have received at Toastmasters, it is such a contagious disease. It is the healthiest disease that we can possibly spread without fear. Let us all strive to never lose sight of the big picture. But most importantly, let us have that joy and satisfaction of helping others to do the same. Never lose sight of the big picture. Madam Toastmaster.